Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now, this is a general Gods at Play reading for the full moon. I've already done oracle card readings for each individual sign. Link down below to the playlist, obviously. I'm going to say link down below a few times here. So, what's your sun, your moon, your rising? Now, these Gods at Play readings, if you've seen them before, by their very, very nature, they are dramatic. They are looking at the masks that the archons are wearing to keep you separate from your divine purpose, and the gods that are working with you and that are on your side, trying to lift you up and reconnect you with your higher self, God, the divine, however you want to look at it. And because of the cards that I use, a selection of oracle decks, they are by their very nature dramatic, which makes them so much fun. But it is a general reading. So, and it's not even necessarily a reading where it's describing what's going on for you right now. It is a look at energies that can be around you, and it's something to file away and enjoy. And you may see situations that you're going through already in the reading, or you may not. And if you don't, go and watch your moon, go and watch your rising. In fact, always watch your rising. If you've got a choice, watch your rising. Now, it is an eclipse, so I suppose your sun and your moon are quite important on this one as well. But don't give away your power. Don't depend on what any YouTube tarot reader says. These readings are officially for entertainment purposes only. But more to the point, it is a form of entertainment because it's there for confirmation. You should be able to hear things that activate your confirmation bias, or basically just go, yeah, I know what that's on about. Now, also down there is a link to the show that I did with astrologer David Fisher, looking at the astrology of the full moon, super moon, blood moon, flower moon. Yes, power moon. No, flower moon. Total lunar eclipse. So as you can imagine, it's a bit of an event. We're in eclipse season now. These next 2 weeks between the lunar and the solar eclipses are considered to be a portal in and of themselves. I know this lunar eclipse is considered to be really good for opening portals for other realms. I will say, yes, now I wrote this down somewhere. If you have any Virgo in your chart, watch the Virgo reading, which is the second half. Timestamp down below as ever, because I'm going to waffle about the moon a little bit first and then get to the reading by jumping ahead to the timestamp. But please listen to my waffle at least once, because I think you might find something of value, hopefully. But if you have any Virgo in your chart, go and watch the Virgo reading. And if you are a Pisces sun, go and watch the Virgo reading. Because if you think about it, Pisces sun means Earth in Virgo. And it's a doozy, but that Pisces Virgo axis, because I've just literally done the Pisces reading, and to be quite honest, that was a doozy as well. So if you've got anything on that Pisces Virgo axis, go and watch both of them, to be quite honest. Right, so with this reading, you can ask a question beforehand. It's not one where I guarantee that you'll be able to tell if there's an answer or not. It's not like the monthlies or my sun with moon rising combination readings, where you can either tell, yeah, this is for me, this isn't for me. So it's I don't like saying take what resonates, because it just sounds so formulaic. But if the whole thing resonates, take it. And if the whole thing doesn't resonate, don't take it. I'm much more a fan of having the whole reading or not little bits. Now, obviously, I'm a YouTube channel. I'm personally a YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow the channel, so I will be very grateful if you would like the video once you've had your reading, give me a good judgment that way. But don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do, because it really will help me grow the channel, because I leave my subscriber number public while it's so absolutely and utterly pathetic. So I'm still looking for that magic 1,000. So all helped, gratefully appreciated, and thank you so much to everyone who has. Now there's also a link down there for the Facebook page for this channel, because I don't trust YouTube notifications, but more importantly, I also post on there a lot of the astrology weather report videos that I collect from YouTube. So I try to make it a bit of a one-stop shop. And also it's got its own inbox. So if you want to contact me for a personal reading, that Facebook page is the best way to do it. There is a link tree down there that'll take you to my Twitter and to my email and what have you. But trust me, Facebook's the best way to, as probably awful that is to say. Right, that was 5 minutes waffle already, and I haven't even got into the moon. So, in the Oracle card readings, I focused on the South Node. Now, what I want to focus on here is not even so much the lunar eclipse and the symbols of the lunar eclipse itself, apart from the inside degree or Chandra symbol for the 5-degree Sagittarius, where the eclipse is. I love this image. Also, being a Wonder Woman fan helps. A pair of shoes with wings on them. So basically, there's a blessing of Hermes. There is Hermes sandals. But what I want to focus on is Jupiter, because Jupiter is square to this eclipse and ruling this eclipse. Jupiter is at home in Pisces, obviously. It is dignified in Pisces, if you want to say it that way. It is also at home in Sagittarius. Now, I think that there's an extra whammy going on with Pisces. I've spoke about Neptune conjunct Pallas conjunct Orpheus in the Oracle card videos, playlist down below. But Neptune is, if you look at Neptune as the modern ruler, that's energizing Pisces and anything that's in it. You look at Jupiter as the traditional ruler, which I prefer traditional rulerships, it's energizing everything else in Pisces. The two rulers together cannot be a bad thing. Speaking as a Pisces, yes, things will get misty, and yes, things will get cosmic, and yes, things will get really, and this is quite a statement probably for all of Jupiter in Pisces this year and next year. But don't forget, we're going to get reined in by Saturn in a month or so's time as Jupiter goes retrograde. But moving on, the angel ruling Jupiter is Yelahia at 1 degree Pisces. It's actually 1 degree 11 minutes. So I looked up the angel number for that, which says very much it's about manifestation, prosperity, awareness, uniqueness, motivation, and independence. But basically, monitor your thoughts and stay focused. And that focus is a really, really important point. In the Pisces reading that I just finished, it's like your focus needs to be zeroing in and zeroing in and zeroing in. And I wish I'd thought of that image when I was doing the reading, because that's exactly what I was trying to say. But Yelahia, sorry, the angel number 111 is all about monitor your thoughts because you're going to manifest. Jupiter brings abundance. Now, Yelahia is all about sweetening judgment and is a karmic warrior, whatever that happens to mean. And I'm not even going to touch that phrase with the barge pole, because I think I know, but I think the understanding of that term is different for every single person. Because karma is different for every single person. But I like that sweetening judgment aspect. However, it's an eclipse, and as David pointed out to me, certainly in terms of, I think he was looking at the Indian astrology in the terms of the dragon Rahu and Ketu, or parts of the dragon Rahu and Ketu. He was saying that the eclipse is where the light is removed and so the demonic influence comes in. Now, the demonic influence, this decan is ruled by day by Furfa, Goetic spirit Furfa, or Furta, and by night, Seer. Now, Seer, or Seer, is his natural planet is Jupiter. So the fact that Jupiter in Pisces, in Seer's decan, gives that Jupiter expansiveness extra whammy for me. But it's given extra whammy to that Pisces energy. But let's have a look what Seer is about. Now, I would imagine around the eclipse is a great time, if you're into Goetic evocation, to evoke Seer. But I would cast some divination first, and I'm still apprehensive about doing any hocus pocus during the 14 minutes of the total eclipse. Wait till the sunlight has returned to the moon. And if you're wanting to contact Seer, I would imagine in that 14 minutes, although he is a timeless entity and lives in a realm beyond time, but you know, this time here, so he's going to likely be busy being during those 14 minutes, and therefore after the 14 minutes been in a really good mood. So Seer is actually quite a benevolent entity. Seer is known to increase the longevity of the witch, so that's really quite useful. Certainly when your days are getting on a bit. And he is apt for chakra work, specifically the second chakra, the soul star and the earth star chakra. So literally that he is an embodiment of working with the as above so below, and or the grounding yourself and bringing down white light, if you know the technique from that name. But most traditions have a version of linking yourself to Gaia and then bringing the energy down from the cosmos. Seer engenders the quick occurrence of things and catalyzes stagnated affairs with movement. He enacts the revelation of whatever persons in your life essay to keep you unaware of. So he reveals secrets. He presides over sorcery and brings about the fulfillment and gnosis of the will. So there's an understanding of self there, and there's an understanding of divine self there, or of just the divine. But the next bit is what I've highlighted. The traditional delineation of Seer is as follows, and I love this. His office is to go and come, and to bring abundance of things to pass all of a sudden, and to carry or recarry anything wherever you would have it go or where you would have it from. He can pass over the entire earth in the twinkling of a single eye. He gives a true relation of all sorts of theft and of hidden treasure and of other things. He is of an indifferent good nature and willing to do anything that the summoner requires. And then it talks about how he will help the witch contact higher spheres of light, and you've got to remember that a lot of these Goetic spirits that Solomon worked with have angelic origins. So, you know, they know what they're on about. Now, the actual degree, angel of the eclipse degree, is about building bridges, fertility, multiplicity, defeats this Amael, defeats frustration, despair and depression, but obviously not in that 14 minutes. That's where I would imagine they could rear their head. And then it's up to you to defeat frustration, despair and depression for those 14 minutes. But the minute that light returns, Amael will be there assisting you with that. And there's a huge amount of self-determination I'm seeing about this lunar eclipse. I am actually really, really excited for this lunar eclipse. When I was starting the astrology, I was a bit like, oh God, eclipses, they're all going to be scary. You know, they're as scary as comets. But there's so much that can be drawn, I think, from this eclipse, or that can be opened. There is a wonderful sense of potential. And if this is the start of this 2-week portal, it is something to be celebrated, it is something to be experienced, and it is something to spiritually grab with both hands, in whatever way, shape, or form that may mean, because grabbing may be the wrong term. Because the other thing about this 1 degrees Pisces, there was a writer called Franz Baden who did evocations of what he called the degree heads of every degree of the zodiac. Now, 1 degree Pisces is ruled by Shad, who, among other things, inspires technical inventions. So there's this huge problem solving. He will, if you've got a little bit of genius in you, Shad will go, see that genius you've got there? Here, have that, see how you get on with it. Giving that inspiration. And there's power here, the Omega symbol. And if anybody knows where the Omega symbols are from, please do tell me. I've got this list of Omega symbols and I've no idea where they've come from. But this I really like. The Omega symbol for 1 degree Pisces. Remember, this is Jupiter ruling the eclipse, not the eclipse. From deep in the earth, the sound of a waterfall. Now, within that, we've got that sense of building of power, building of potentiality. We've got the idea of the underground stream, that magical current that runs through the earth that magicians and energy workers can tap into, the dragon lines, the ley lines, however you want to say it, with that cleansing sense of water, the waterfall. There's not much more for me. I mean, I've got loads of notes here, but they're all pretty much saying the same thing. This lunar eclipse is a doozy. Take advantage, take precautions. You know, don't do your hocus pocus during the 14 minutes of total blackout, but take advantage, meditate, sing, dance, do whatever feels right for you that gets your energies tingling, not just your fingers, but the air around your fingers, not just your spine, but the whole air around you. When the air that is around you is part of your sensory input, then yeah, you're well on the way. And with that, let me bring up the cards. Okay, Libra, and if you're Libra rising, then this is occurring in your 3rd house, which is all about your potential to learn something, your local neighbourhood, quite close to home, but not in the home topics. Now, this top row, as you know, is the masks the archons wear. And in a way, your reading is sort of the opposite of the Virgo reading, which was superb. If you have any Virgo in your chart, go and watch it. Or for that matter, if you're a Pisces sun, go and watch it, because, Sun in Pisces, therefore Earth in Virgo. Now, the archons, or the masks that the archons are wearing as they are challenging you: Hypnos with sleep, Aries with battle, Sheila Nagig with gateways, and Lilith with equality. These 2 cards appeared as the gods that are assisting you for Virgo. So it's interesting that they've fallen out together here. Penelope with reunion, and Sheila Nagig once again with desperation. The gods that are supporting you, we have Jizzo with support, Rhea with protection, Kali with fear, which is an interesting one to be on your side, Artemis with individuation, the Graces with festivities, and another interesting one, Eris with strife, and then Fortuna with fate. So the very presence of Fortuna indicates that this is a pivotal time. I mean, of course it's a pivotal time. It's a lunar eclipse. You know, it's a total lunar eclipse at that. But it's a fine line that you're going to have to walk here, because you are going to be called into battle for whatever reason. And this is something that affects more than one person, more than just you. This is being called into battle to face off against some, I don't know, corporation, organization, local council, management committee at work, some peer group or another. You know, there's definitely, you are challenging some form of authority here, as implied by Lilith and as implied by some of these. However, you are not, no, let me rephrase that. It is important that you are not the star of this story. It is important that you are the support staff, the sidekick, that you are Alfred to somebody else's Batman. I think that's the best way to put it, that you are Alfred to somebody else's Batman. Well, of course, I'll think that. But the reason that I say this is that being drawn into this battle in and of itself is a trap. It is something that promises to give you some form of honor, some form of societal improvement. Why don't you become the chair of this organization? Why don't you become the public face of this movement? Why don't you be our spokesperson? And the fact is that I don't think, one, you would naturally want to do that from the feelings that I'm getting here. And two, it's not your job. And I don't mean that in a very sort of, not my job, mate. It's that it most definitely is for somebody else. And it is their chance to step into the spotlight and fight their battle. And this Artemis with individuation is that you are there as Alfred with your eyes on the prize, and you are on the comms talking to Batman, and as he's going around Gotham with his Batmobile and dealing with one crisis after another, that's where you will excel. And that's what's going to lead you to a positive enhancement of your role, I suppose is one way to put it. And later, it is really important here that you are not the one in the spotlight, which is weird because from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, we have Hell with mission and Ha'ia with politics and ambition. So this is like a very sort of expressing a viewpoint and declaring it to the world, but I'm rather feeling that that is somebody else's job to be the public face of that, the spokesperson of that, and it's your job to support them, as Jesus suggests, to protect them, quite possibly from themselves as anybody else, to allow. Now, what Kali and Eris are telling me, Kali is a destructive force. And, oh, I get it. So this is like, you're going through a metamorphosis. And through the process of assisting whoever this other person is, you are shedding aspects of yourself to become a truer version of yourself by having your eyes on the prize. But that is such a deeply personal transformation that you don't need to be doing it under the spotlight and under the scrutiny of everybody they're all going to have opinions about it, and you don't need that right now, because your opinion about it will no doubt change from day to day to day. And I also feel that this, with the graces here, this is, it probably sounds like quite a scary transformation, the way I just said, shedding parts of yourself, but no, fun, absolutely fun, because every time something is shed, a new, shinier, brighter part of you is revealed. And this is what's leading you towards your own personal destiny, your own personal fate, however you want to look at it. Another card came out, although it wasn't visible when it fell. Rehael, love and submission. Yeah, that's sticking with that feeling of you are working. It appears like you are working for somebody else's benefit, but you are certainly putting that other person in the spotlight because it's their job to be there, because they're good at it. They will excel from it, and you will benefit the most and grow the most by being that support staff, being that protector, being the one. With Rhea here, I was going to say being the one that hides the valuables, whatever that means. If you think of Rhea, she is the one who secreted Zeus away had him nursed in a cave by a goat so that Kronos did not eat him. So she was that protective, she represents that protective urge. Now, Eris, her presence is, yes, to cause discomfort and strife, to better yourself. So you are going to have real achievements by this being support staff, rather than fake honours, Mr. Chairperson, or, you know, this. And with Lilith here, as in the Archontic row, I'm also feeling like that there's you being the public face or the head of this movement, this discussion, this what have you. You could look a bit like a spoilt brat, whereas the person who should be speaking, or somebody else's puppet is another way to put it. But the person who should be speaking, the one who you are to be supporting, that's their chance to shine, their chance to excel. And just because you're excelling is not so much in the public eye, my God, will you be satisfied at the end of the day when you can look at something that's gone on and go, I did that. I did that with people. There's a huge teamwork aspect going on here, as shown by the graces. But I did that. And that's what I say. If you're the one that steps into the battle, steps into the limelight, or conversely ignores this battle, because there's a choice here with Hypnos or Aries. Both choices offered by the Archons. This is saying, get involved, full throttle, or don't and ignore it. Whereas the true path here is to support somebody else fighting this fight, whatever this fight happens to be. Anything else I can pick up? So we've got the Angel of Forgiveness. I choose to forgive all those who have hurt me in the past. So there is a certain amount of, I think this is why you're not the central person, because you're also giving that balance to whatever this battle is. It's almost like you're reminding someone, remember your opponents are human beings here. You know, we're all part of the fraternity or sorority of humanity. So, also Penelope, this is not the personalities involved here are not new to you. I think some of them may be coming back from the past. And there's an element of, and this is the Archons pointing this out, that it's about time this was dealt with. Yes, but not by you. It has to be a joint effort, as the Three of Cups here is showing. Is go with your guidance, because if someone makes you an offer, so whether this is an optional and quite possibly temporary promotion, or like I say, becoming a chair or a leader or a spokesperson, see what your gut says, because my own feeling here is that your gut is likely to say, yeah, I don't want to do that. That's not my role here. Because that carving out your own role, Six of Swords here, takes you to a better place. And interestingly, we have a divine coupling, King of Cups here, Queen of Cups at the top here with that Aries Rhea. So with Rhea, there's very much that sense of sidestepping the main battle. Just as she secreted Zeus out of Kronos' sight and put him in the cave. So this divine coupling is telling me, yes, you need to be involved in this battle, but you are not the public main person in this battle. You are supporting somebody else, and giving that other person support is what takes you to a better place. All of this with the Sheila and the gig stuff, it's a sense of, it appeals to your ego. You know, this, yes, I'm going to be the person that sort of sold this out. Nah. I am wanting to say, and I've got no idea where it is, the person who is fighting the battle is younger than you, and this is their chance to be seen, be heard. Yes, because with this, you can choose to have fun with it or not, and you can choose to grow with it or not. But it is slowly inching you towards your own destiny or your own purpose or your own plans that you wanted to be here. And it's making effective change. Now, there's, with the Pentacles here, and the complete lack of earth signs, I mean, there really is an urge for you to get moving. We start with the Ace of Wands, that choice of, do I get involved or do I not? Both of them feel really forceful. You really, really want to get involved, or you really, really don't want to get involved, and you get the hell on out of there. Both feel like the wrong answer. It's the, yeah, I have an ideal, I have a dream, I have an idea, a concept that I am wanting to push forward, and that's more important than me than hogging the spotlight, being made royalty by Sheila and the Gig, or going through to a whole new social level because of the actions that I'm taking. This is really, really nice. And yeah, like I say, it's basically you're to be Alfred to somebody's Batman. There's not much more I can say than that, because I've explored it inside and out. Right, so if this means anything to you, Libra, please do comment down below, because it's always good to know that these readings hit home for whoever they are for. It's YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much for subscribing if you already have done, because it really does help the channel, as do the likes. So yeah, smash that like button. I will be doing a show shortly with David Fisher, astrologer, for the astrology of this total supermoon, blood moon, full moon, lunar eclipse. Talking about gathering titles as honorifics, eh? Yeah, that's it. See you later. Cheers.